POPAVIST made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. Ooh la la. She go ooh la la. We go ooh la la. They go ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ah we. Ooh la la. It's the anthem right here. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. POPAVIST TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. If it's your first time, come on in. Don't be shy. Over here, we deal with sports, hip-hop, interviews, Popavisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you dance your ass up out of here and hit stage left, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Yeah. And if it's not your first time, then you know how I do. You know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game, people. We in the end game because Stephen A. Smith dead ass like straight came out. No jabbing and no, bobbing and weaving. He like, oh yeah, the rumors is true. I wanted Max Kellerman off the show. Like, we not going to dog and duck and, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I wanted him off the show. I was like, love the transparency. But we still want to know why you was at them colleges. Yeah, we still want to know why you was at them colleges. I think it's hilarious. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking. That's moist dessert, though. It's not mama's cooking. That's moist dessert. Anyway, we also in the end game. Because Ashanti was like, he may be single, but I'm not. Like, full transparency. Y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see the title. Let's get right into it. The Verzuz. Like, you know what I mean? The Verzuz. And that was on the live, by the way. That was on Fat Joe Live. He had Ashanti on there. First he had Ja, obviously, and then he had Remy Ma. But let's get into the Verzuz. So I got up here a couple days ago when I guess when they announced it, like, yo, Ja gonna be Fat Joe against versus Ja. And I was like, should be interesting, like, because the Locks, they raised the bar. They raised the bar. Dipset was a part of that, but it really was the Locks that raised the bar tremendously. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta get your sets in there. Just can't go up there on some celebration, lip singing the words, not, showing, having some good showmanship. With that being said, I'm like, far as the hits, we all know Ja got hits. You know what I mean? They old, but he got hits. Like he said in the verses, they old classics, and that's it. Like, they call classics. Old hits is called classics. Let's say that again. Old hits is called classics, and a lot of niggas don't got it. You know what I mean? They don't got it in them to make a classic. These niggas can't hold a torch, so why pass it? Oh, that's a Busta Rhymes reference right there. Him and Q-Tip. Yeah, For the Love of the Game on the Big Bang Theory. Shout out to Busta Bust, you know what I mean? And he was in attendance with Swiss Beats, you know what I mean? They rock hard with each other. Timbaland, Swiss produced a few of those tracks on that Big Bang Theory. But the thing is, they were old, and that's the reason why I felt Fat Joe probably would win the Verzuz. You only get 20 songs, and even though he kind of wasted like 3 songs, he had the pun song, I Don't Want to Be a Player. He said he produced that, or he executive produced it. He let that rock, and then he jumped on like 2 other joints that I don't think was his. Just on some freestyle shit. Like he rhymed over Steady, Are You Ready? I like that song actually. And when he did that, I thought it was was a good time for him to do it. He had some, Fat Joe that is, he had some missteps in the battle. And, you know, obviously, what most people are talking about is, you know, him calling, you know, Little Mo, Vita, and, you know, the women that was back, you know, in jock camp on backstage, was calling them dusty and they look hungry, and the women I rock with is rich. He was out of pocket, and, you know, I'm not really shocked and amazed. Y'all know when y'all put the beat on, like, yeah, when you put the beat on, you will be shocked and amazed, like Bismarck. Rest in peace, Big. I'm not shocked and amazed when it comes to a lot of things. That's why when things do shock and amaze me, I be really like, damn it, man, this shit, you can't believe this shit. It's unfucking believable, all shit that you can't make up, you know what I mean? With that being said, on the live now, you know, the day after he explained, like, y'all was caught in the moment and woo, and a lot of people was mad. That's, you know, sisters coming out like, we the most unprotected. Oh, but by the way, but Josh said, yo, Joe, you bugging out. Like, he already checked them on stage in front of everybody. Like, it may not be the way that you wanted him to check him, but he like, yeah, I'm a little surprised. Like, you know, calling ladies bitches and all that, and you woo. And then you even hear, you know, Fat Joe like, yo, you know, Little Mo was a legend, you know, when she is a legend, you know what I mean? As far as in the, you know, the music, you know, business world, you know what I mean? Entertainment business, you know what I mean? A lot of classic songs. Obviously some with Ja and some with Fab, you know what I mean? And on her own as well, you know what I mean? But anyway, people was like, you know what I mean? And it stung the ears a little bit, but we got to pick and choose when we want to cancel shit. Because you can't be, you know, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bad bitch, I'm that queen bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch, I'm that bitch. Oh, I'm not, it's not a broken record. This is the plethora of songs that's out there from both sides, men and women. You know what I mean? So, you know, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Yeah, this is hip hop. So, you know, even though he was in his feelings, he got a little caught up, and it may stung the ears a little bit. I didn't really look at it with the side eye, especially Ja was like, yo, you kind of a little taking it too far, so just be easy with that. And after that, he didn't do it no more. So I wasn't really, you know what I mean, over the, you know, the edge with that. On the contrary, what, you know, a couple of blogs I was looking at, reading the reviews and shit, they like, one of the highlights is when, you know, Joe gave his sisters the Hermes bags. And then even on the live, Joe was like, yeah, a couple of my fellas is calling me up, like my wife, and woo, and and I'm just sitting back, like, even when he first did it, and that's why I said he had a couple of mishaps. One was the intermission. Ja like, yo, I told y'all this fat nigga, he gonna do some laps today. He ain't gonna be able to be in physical training and Generation X stay out that washing machine. Yeah, a lot of niggas is washed up. So obviously he took his shirt off at the end, you know, to perform for the ladies and all that. Show that he's still in tip-top shape for his age and for the lifestyle that, you know, that he chose to walk. And well, I was about to say given, but it wasn't given, because at one point in time, they said Ja was like the hardest working man in show business. You don't get that title from just bullshitting around, dicking around. And, you know, as the display of hits that he put out, you can see why. But the intermission, you know what I mean? And it's cool. You want to take a shit. You want to roll up, even though the Jada and them was smoking on stage. Whatever you want to do. But you go get fresh, you know what I mean? And you throw on the Louis, you know what I mean? And I get it. The 80s, like, you know what I mean? Why you think they call me Cook Crack? Like, you know what I mean? I get it. You know, the Dapper Dans. And, you know, I was a youngin' in this era. And I wasn't, you know what I mean? But for the hustlers and the people at that time, that's the era. So I get it. We born out of that. We born into the matrix. But at some point in time, you know, when you blessed, like you said, you rich. Can't believe how rich you is. You can't believe how much money you getting now still. So all praises. You know what I mean? You blessed. You blessed to put Remy in the game, Pun in the game. And the people he shouted out, like, they got mansions. That's great. No hate in the bone. Y'all already know me. I give what I got a whole lot to give, so I'm a giver. That's a Master Ace reference. Yeah, symphony. Hip-hop, sports, interviews. Yeah, Popavisms 101. That's why I do it like that on the show. You know what I mean? Hip-hop. I love it. But I got a whole lot to give, so I am a giver, and I give as much as I can give. You know what I mean? I don't give my last. I don't be fucked up in the game, and, you know, I'm not saying that. But if I had more, I would give more as well. So it was no hate. I'm happy everybody he mentioned these situations is love. We need more, but you're black. And we about to get to that, because in this case, Boricua, Moreno, Boricua, Moreno, like, but you Puerto Rican. So you go switch up at halftime, you know what I mean, come out in the Louis, and it was a corny move to me. It's a whack move to me. Do I got nice watches and a couple of things that's designer? Of course I do, from the era. But I don't hold it up here no more, high regards. So you come out, you know, with the Louis, and then again to the Hermes. You give Ashanti and, you know, Remy Ma the bags, and all that's cool. You could have did that backstage. You could have did that, you know, at a birthday party or another gathering. The reason why I'm saying, like, you do it in the where everybody could see, that's not hip hop. Like you taking out, you know, breaks and all that. Then, oh, by the way, but it's not a Puerto Rican designer. It's not a but you're black designer. Then I probably wouldn't have the criticism that I have for it now. I know niggas like, well, Majors, Lee, POPAVIST, you taking it too far, it's just some bags. Yeah, do that shit over there then if it's just some bags. And let's stick to the hip hop. Let's stick to the verses. Let's stick to these dope ass performances. Because that's just some tap dancing buffoonery shit. Then on the live, niggas is like, oh, we spent a whole bunch of money with them. You know, like Jada said, gave them Jews money for Porsches. Oh yeah, that's a one more step. You know what I mean? Reference. Yeah, off that Kiss My Ass album. Yeah, that's a Styles P and Jada reference. We gave these Jews money for Porsches. Like, you know what I mean? We sending these kids to the best of the schools while your schools is in shambles, while we living in ducking and hiding. You know what I mean? Oh, but you're black. So they like, yeah, you know, they need to send a couple of those bags over. Jala, I've been spending money with them for years. And you're going to keep spending money with them for years. And they're not going to keep giving you anything. It doesn't work like that. With the high ends and the Gucci, you don't get discounts. You go in there, you spend $2,000, they may bring you some champagne. I've been experiencing part of that, like, yeah. You know what I mean? Let me sip a little something while I spend a couple of stacks in the Gucci store. I've done that before. Good feeling, you know, because you're thinking, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this is making me. And again, there's nothing wrong with having nice things. I have nice things. All praises due. Risk my freedom to get what I got in my closet. That's another Jada reference. Yeah. Come out when I come out. When I feel like it. Do this shit when I feel like it. Fab reference. Now, I'm being funny, but I'm not. So you give them the bags and all that. We already got the Sweeney and all these happy-go-lucky. Like, you know, they pop a little Cristal every time they see you. And they keep pushing that shit on us. They pushing that shit on you. So you got women regular. Oh, by the way, you an average at best woman. Thinking you deserve some fucking $10,000 Birkin bag from a nigga that's only making $60,000 a year. It doesn't add up. Black folks, Spanish folks, it doesn't add up. So yeah, sometimes you gotta be the bird of the bad news. I think that was just a bad look, especially, you know, being how you're not popping off with one of your brands. I could see if it was somebody, you know, from the Spanish community, the Latino community, then it would have been dope. But you're black. Some fly black shit. Like, oh, that's the new wave now? Not Hermes, not Louis, not Gucci, not none of that shit. But it's like T.I. That's why Mayweather stuck to his guns, and I respect it. Because y'all, a lot of times, niggas just tap dance and they pick and choose, and they never the same. They never consistent. They may be consistently getting money, like T.I. niggas get money. So, again, I'm always going to tip my hat to making a dollar in the world as a man. It's tough. It's not easy where you can just go shake your ass, open up the fans, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, you know, that's easy. But yeah, we just can't do that. You got to go definitely get it out the mud for the most part. You know what I mean? Most of us. And so with that being said, it's like, yeah, why are you pushing that shit? But, you know, back to the verses. Ja, like he said, it ain't no secret. I sing for hoes and I sound like the Cookie Monster. That's a 50 Cent reference. Like, yeah, you're going to get the script all night. And the script is, I made mad dope ass hits with Ashanti, with Lil Mo, with J-Lo, with Mary. Did the Pac song over. It was like 2 or 3 times where he came in with the songs he came in with, and it was like a standstill. I won't say crickets, but it was like, damn, why you come with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when Fat Joe did the All the Way Up in the first half, that was live. He like, yeah, that hit was good, Ja. But you know what I mean? And I was in the club when Joe came in. What was that? Stage 48. You know what I mean? When he came in and French came in and the club went bananas. And obviously at the club, you know, when that song was out, that was one of the hardest hitting songs. And they worked that song. You know what I mean? I recall him talking to, I forget who he was talking to, doing an interview or whatever. He was like, yeah, I'm working this record, like back in the days working this record. I'm in all the clubs. I'm going in spots that I shouldn't even be in. Tight, gritty, grimy spots. Like, I'm a millionaire. But I'm up in here like I'm all the way up. Like, you know what I mean? And that's one of my joints. But I think, you know, the reason why I'm giving him the edge, even with the little slip-ups, is because, yeah, he got joints with Chris Brown. You know what I mean? He came on, I want still on you and her. And that's my joint right there. Make It Rain. Like I said, he did the Soul of Soul beat. You know what I mean? Obviously, he got Lean Back. You know what I mean? And my joint is, all I know is how to keep it super K. Clips on your shoulder, that's a super K. When you send the text, I get so excited. I got a little, and I think I lied. That's my joint right there. When it came on, people, you know, sometimes you could hear the crowd, sometimes you couldn't. Definitely could hear the crowd when Ja was doing some of his biggest records. Ladies was in there full power. Like Jada said, the honeys cop for real. Trust me, dog. The thugs are dub it. Like, the thugs are dub it. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas are listening to this shit. But it's really the ladies was in there singing them joints. You know what I mean? When Ja was doing what he was doing. But for the most part, you know, it was entertaining. You know what I mean? To see Nelly come out. You know, then you're going to do your hot in here. And I get it. It's like, yeah, I'm not flying all the way to New York, Joe, just to do some. Gonna get it popping. Gonna get it popping. And then bounce off the stage. I got to do at least something, so I'm not mad at him for that. Same thing with Remy Ma. Like, she did her little verse from the MOP remix, Annie Up, and then they go right into their joint, you know what I mean? But, you know, he got the joint with Pun. He said he produced Candy Shop, which is interesting. I didn't know that because Piggy Bank is on there. Clickety, clank, clickety, clank. The money goes into my piggy bank. Yeah, more money. And he dissed Joe, you know what I mean? Dissed Jada, dissed Nas, dissed all them niggas. Y'all know how 50 Cent do. That nigga is no holds barred. So it's like, you produced a song on that album, that he got another song that's dissing you niggas? Interesting, you know what I mean? But money is money and business is business. And I'll say this on the closeout without getting too long. I know I'm probably missing some shit. And just like the last verses, because it was so entertaining, I'm sure I'm going to probably watch some of the highlights again and, you know, soak up the vibes again. You know what I mean? Because it ain't really no going back. Ice Cube, if you ever, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could just get up there and I'll play some of my favorite joints. No, we want to hear niggas go at it because that's what hip hop is about. Then afterwards, you could dap it up and, you know, shimmy, y'all, love you and all that. And that's what I want to point to right now. Because it's a lot of sensitive ass niggas out here. Like, you think you being real when you helping somebody, when you talking to them, and this is a personal situation, but it's broad as well. Niggas be too sensitive. Like, what the fuck is the sense of keeping it real and talking and letting you know what it is if once you get the information, you're going to act on some feminist shit or you're going to act sensitive? Like, bro, it's not that serious. We all men, so we can talk to each other. We can disagree, not kill each other, and then move on. Especially, we supposed to be brothers. Oh, that's a Menace to Society reference. Oh, you a baller. Give me this shit, nigga. You heard what Kane? He jacked that nigga, took all his shit, took his car and all that, and nigga was left saying we supposed to be brothers. But if we supposed to really truly be brothers, then I should be able to check you, pull you up, disagree with you, maybe have some days not talking so we can have space, then come back. Like, I love you, bro, it's all good. But I say that to say, like Ja was saying, niggas was saying some, you know, little smack talking, you know what I mean, on the dance floor while we dancing up and shimmy, yo, I'm talking shit. Joe like, yo, you ain't where you been in 15 years. He like, you talking all this murder, you never bust nothing. You know, and obviously Joe supposed to be street nigga. So these are shots. And same thing, Ja giving them back like, yeah, all these old songs, but nigga, you still got to catch up. Because my shit fire. And I'm whipping your ass. It's 6-1 and all this stuff. But at the end, you hear Ja like, yo, y'all hear us talking our shit. But if you from the hood, like, oh, if you not from the ghetto, don't come to the ghetto because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. That's a Trex reference. Yeah, Naughty by Nature. But he like, yo, niggas talk more shit at a dice game. So don't be alarmed. Like, this is my brother. And some people, you know, the people in the, you know, the entourage or certain people, you know, they take stuff, they just blow it out of proportion. And they get too caught up in the feelings. and it's not really that serious. You know what I mean? So you know what it is. It's your boy, POPAVIST. You're now tuned in. POPAVIST TV, that's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so we do what we want. We authentic because our track record is intact. Last I checked, that feeling. Yeah, kid.